All right, Mike, this is your second rye. It's not a rye from Blaum Bros.
My second rye, but first not a rye?
First not a rye.
First not a rye. All right.
Coming up.
Smile.
Welcome back to Brolic Whiskey. I'm Metahuman Dave.
Still just Mike.
In 2019, we're still using the same names. Right now, we're going to talk about Blaum Bros Knotter Rye. And if you can see through this really hard to read writing, it says, the finest straight rye whiskey we never distilled.
Interesting. Okay, so it's source?
There you go. Get it? Not a rye. Say it fast enough. Not our rye.
Not our rye. Okay.
Which is why I'm digging this already. We haven't even dug into the bottle, but I'm digging the transparency. You know me. I love when a company is honest and not saying, oh yeah, this is my great-grandfather's secret recipe that Al Capone loved to drink. Remember? Templeton?
Yeah.
And that's another thing of why I like Blaum Bros. Their website actually takes digs like that.
Do they?
They do.
Beautiful.
So they did what a lot of companies do, which is source whiskey while their stuff is being made. So they have product to actually put out. The only difference is between a lot of the other companies and Blaum Bros is they flat out admit, hey, this is sourced whiskey. This isn't ours. Wow. And our stuff is being made, which I believe we should be seeing it on the shelves pretty soon.
This is strong. This is strong.
It's 50% ABV. For those who know about sourced whiskey, yes, this is an MGP product. It's your standard rye that you're going to find across most of the brands, your 95.5.
Ooh, that is intimidating.
50% ABV, so it's not super duper high, but obviously they didn't drop it all the way to 40 like a lot of the other guys do. It smells sweeter than I expect from a rye. Like
I want to say it's like sweet fuel. You know? It has this real strong sweetness to it, but it also has a strong, I don't know, alcohol into it. It really smells like it's going to kick my butt.
See, I'm not getting the strong alcohol fumes. You might have played into your own head because you did read into that it was 50% before we even went on.
Yeah, maybe.
If I didn't know better, if this was a brown bagger and I was guessing, I would have thought this was bourbon because it smells really sweet and I'm not getting that standard rye note on the nose.
Okay.
So they are out of Illinois, but they obviously got this one distilled by MGP in Indiana. What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm thinking that is all rye. That is a rye whiskey. I taste rye. It is creamy though. I enjoy that. But wow, that is a strong flavor for me.
In a good way, or are you a little
I don't
intimidated?
know. I think the intimidation's still there because it is such a high proof.
I'm getting almost like a candy.
A little bit, and I think that's part of that creaminess.
It's good.
Maybe like a caramel, maybe a malt like creaminess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's some nice notes in there, but right off the bat, it's rye. At the end, it's rye. There's just a lot of rye for me. I don't know. I'm still not against it. I can't say that I'm against it. Whew, that's a tough one for me. So I should probably drink again.
It's a little sweeter than I expected between both the proof and the fact that we know it's a high percentage of rye. It's really good. First of all, before we go into the score, thank you to our unofficial sponsor at this point, Johnny Brolic, for donating this bottle.
Which he's a rye fan.
He is a huge rye fan, so much so that he bought a full-size bottle of this. This is a 375. He's got the 750 now. Interesting enough, and I don't know why they did it this way, but I noticed that the smaller bottles come at 50. The larger bottles come in at like 61 or 62%, which he has that one. It's 61, 62%. Ooh. Same everything else other than the proof.
That is strong. I'm sorry, people. That might be over the top for me. Maybe Castle got it because it was too weak for him. I can see that. This is a foot to the mouth.
I'm not getting that strong punch that
I am.
I said it in one of the videos at the end of the year. He's sick again.
Yeah.
So there is the possibility that it's burning more because maybe he's got a little bit of
Maybe.
infection in the throat or something like that. Because I don't get the strong alcohol burn with this. But you're saying that it tastes sweet at the same time.
It does, and it does have that creaminess. Those things that appeal to you like you're having dessert.
So let's not base it off of the burn. Let's base your score off of how it tastes.
Off the flavor?
Yeah.
All right, without alcohol. Let's filter this out. I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay.
I do believe there's a lot of reasons to enjoy it, especially if you're a rye person that's not as sensitive as I am. If you're a rye person, I think you can get some dessert notes out of this. You know, it's almost like an after dinner drink.
It really is a nice drink. We've talked about it in the past too about oxidation and stuff like that. I did notice this morning when I grabbed this bottle, there was a lot of like condensation on the inside of the bottle, so that might
Really?
mean that there was some oxidation that was occurring. So it might be a little on the more mild side due to that fact. But based off of what I'm tasting, I do like it. I'm going to go 7.1. We're going to move on to water now with our Angel Share Dropper, of course, now. So we're going to go right up in there with... Whoop. Still getting used to using her. Oh, wait. I thought that was the hole. That's not the hole. Here it is.
That's what she said.
Insert your own jokes at
Yep.
this point.
I was waiting for that one.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go 2 drops on this one.
Oh, that is easier to control. I see that.
Yeah. 1, 2. Oh, went 3 on that one. All right.
All right,
So-
let's see this.
Here's an interesting tidbit as we wait for the water to mingle with this and you're looking at the legs on this glass and all that. You know how I tell you all the time that every state has their own strange liquor laws and makes it really difficult for like online retailers and stuff like that?
Okay.
Well, Illinois got this weird law
Of course.
to be called a craft distillery, which is what Blaum Bros falls under. If they sell 2,500 gallons of liquor in a year, they have to stop selling anything else. Otherwise, they fall into the next category, which comes with all these other different taxes and all these other laws. So, lucky for them, it only happened at the end of the year. But in December, they reached their 2,500 gallon
Gotcha.
allotment. So people would go to their distillery wanting to buy liquor, and they had to keep explaining to them, "We're not allowed. You're here, but we're not allowed to sell you a bottle." Ooh.
So, yeah, exactly. I was waiting for you to do that.
More sweetness,
Yes.
but also more rye. It's
I got actually less rye.
really...
I just got like this.
Well, I
sweet,
did
sweet, sweet.
add 1 extra drop. You saw it. It slipped in. Again, insert joke. Yeah, mine
Actually,
has a
yours-
little more rye.
Okay, yeah, yours. To me, yours is a little bit milder. I think I got a lot more sweet than you did. Yeah,
Well,
I get a lot of sweet.
did you taste it yet?
Yes, I did.
All right, you talk.
The rye whiskey note I was very sensitive to while it was neat is almost gone. It did take out a lot of that rye, and unfortunately, if you are a rye whiskey drinker, you are not going to like it because it's gone.
I'm not alone in having a hard time saying rye whiskey today. We both keep saying wascally wabbit rye whiskey.
I'm sick. You have no excuse. But the rye notes that were really affecting me are very limited now. I don't get so much of that. The sweet notes that we did before, that creaminess, that caramel that I used to, I thought was there, is almost gone.
Yeah.
So to me, everything got muted, and it's I don't know, easier to drink but less enjoyable. How you like that one?
I agree with everything you just said.
Okay.
It's a lot more mild, easier to drink, but not as enjoyable for me.
Apparently, it's easier to drink.
So, it smelled like it was going to be a lot more rye on my glass, at least. And it smelled like it was going to be a lot more sweet.
It's like a firework. It's just there and gone.
Yeah,
It's quick.
the finish is almost non-existent.
Yeah. That's a shame. I'm gonna take it down to a 5.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
actually really nice, man.
Well, I mean, it's easy to drink. Look, if you just
Okay.
want to get rid of the bottle, and
A lot of times, I'm usually the one scoring things higher than Mike, but I'm going 4.5 on this. It's not bad. It's just almost nothing. It's like not really there.
uninspiring to say the least.
So we got to save a little to go into the Brolic Whiskey Infinity bottle, which is almost full, Mike. We should do a live stream and drink it on the live stream soon.
I'm ready. Let's do that.
So in our Canadian Glencairn glass,
We're stepping up, people. Slowly but surely.
slowly. Still not getting much on the nose, even with the Glencairn.
It's very minimal. It does smell like it's an adult drink. It's not like it's completely gone, but yeah, there's just nothing there.
Not much to talk about, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think?
I think the rye's back. It's just colder. But I can taste that sharp ryeness, sweetness, very little on the back end.
Yeah.
Very little. You have to wait for it.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, as I was agreeing that, yeah, it's not there, then it kind of
Yeah.
it reappears.
So I think the rye's back. It's just not as intense as it was neat, and it's cooler, which is kind of a neat effect. Cold rye flavor. I don't know. I don't know if it's a thing, but it works for me. I think I'm okay with it.
See, I'm getting flavor notes that come and go. I wouldn't say I necessarily like the flavor notes I'm getting, because to me, the ice made it astringent, little abrasive. I'm not getting any of the sweetness. I don't get much of the rye. It's almost like it's not intended to be put on the rocks. For me, this is a hard pass. Let's go down to that normal, that 2.3. I mean, it's low. It's
Wow.
not horrible as far as not drinkable, but it's not enjoyable.
I really don't think I can take it down that far. I would say 4 or 5. I do get a little sweetness on the back end.
I wish I was.
Yeah, I get a little bit on the back end. The rye that usually bombs me, having it chilled like that makes it almost doable.
Okay.
Yeah, I can drink it.
Well, your scores were all pretty much within the same scope of each other. They went down with each step, so we both agree neat is the way to go on this one. I just have to say, again, I love transparent companies, so thank you to Blaum Bros for actually not only being transparent, but being ballsy enough to talk shit on the other companies that are not transparent. For that, I'm a fan. They do have Knotter Bourbon.
Okay.
And if I saw correctly, it looks like their own bourbon is finally trickling out, because I did see on their website that there was one that just said Blaum Bros Bourbon without the Knotter in front of it. So we might start trickling out to their own distillate pretty soon.
Then we're going to have to do another review pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see what they bring themselves.
For sure.
All right, excellent.
Well, this is 2019, and Mike's still sick, so start
Fine.
sending in those prayers, those well wishes. Got to get this guy back up and running.
Please, I'm over this. I'm ready to be done with this.
Mike likes to end his videos with his signature trademark, so let's see what he's got.
Chopsticks, y'all.